Looks like Julie's going to start with the mat here. Trying to get our camera switched over shortly. In the meantime, we'll give you the reverse view here. Interesting going to the backhand. I guess no fear. You know, these edge rinks have a tendency to kind of hang up. She comes up probably about a yard short. Joanne's just going to go in the forehand. It'll be interesting to see which hands the ladies favor as it is. This one might be just a case of Joanne just not wanting to bump Giulia up on the kind of narrow hand. Yeah. Terrible opener, maybe a couple feet short. Giulia will probably be at her yard trying to get behind here or play through her own bowl. Yeah, you can see that's pretty good weight. That's where she probably wanted her first bowl to be, but that was okay there. She could have bumped up against her own or floated around. All right, Joanne, want to tighten it down. Didn't really need to change the weight much. In fact, she'd be better served to add a little bit. Yeah, everything but the weight. Well, Julie's holding a couple now. She's looking for Heather to give her the information. Pretty sure it's tube. Yep. She is holding two. So one thing I noticed about Giulia, she always wants to kind of know, even though I really don't think she needs to know. I don't think it changes her shot, but she's always wanting to know what the count is and what the situation is. I think you'll see both these ladies usually kind of tend to take a lot of trips to the head, but we'll see if that plays out in this one. Again, you saw Giulia play that same weight. Joanne just needs to add the yard 4 feet here. She had a pretty good road in the last one. Looks real good there. Right, there it is. Perfect. Great bowl there. It'll be interesting to see what Giulia does. She could. I don't think she's got a road to come up forehand, so. I think she's just trying to get a draw and get a good second, I'm guessing. Yeah, pretty good effort there. Joanne's double checking to make sure she's holding. She is. Interesting. I wonder if Joanne's going to try and do it again. There's a little bit of danger if she comes too narrow. It's one of those cases where you don't want any jack movement, don't want to be heavy and coming across the head. So, just trying to gently. You can be forgiven if you're a little short here. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. So it'll be Joanne will get the first point here. She'll go up 1-0 after one. That was Joanne. It's got the mat up just a little bit, not very much. Maybe a mat length at most. Maybe 2 mat lengths is all. Going fairly long. can see her jack length is pretty much just short of that tee spot right there. Good opener by Joanne. A foot and a half short, right on line. And she played that. She played the wide hand. Giulia playing the narrow. It's a little bit short. Joanne playing the narrow hand now because Giulia's pretty much in the way there. So it's a little short. I think Joanne would have been. They really want to ideally be back in here with that one. Interesting, Giulia's coming this way. Trying it again. Pretty good ball. I think that's second though. Joanne also coming the forehand. I think she really needs something behind the head here, either to come into this bowl or come into her own here. And it's okay, getting something behind was ideal there, because she didn't, she's kind of had a vacuum here. And Giulia's going to come also sticking with this hand. I wonder if she's trying to float it around as a draw. Would be my guess is what she's trying to do. She could also just kind of chip this, push it out. Yeah, just kind of set it up. So Joanne really doesn't want to touch this ball here. I think she's going to stick here. I think she'd probably be good to be here, coming all the way around. Leave this ball alone. Not the end of the world. She does have one that's back over on this, way back over here. All right, so Giulia's one down. Interesting head here is what she's going to try and play. You would think you could do a jack or bull shot coming on this hand, but she's got this bull to try and worry about. She's got her own here that she could hit and try and get up. Like if she came through here, then this might trickle in. That's a bit of, it's more like a plan C. She is going this hand. And she's got some weight in it, so. I lost the feed, but let's see. She hits her own, trickles in. Oh, and hit the jack, but I don't know if she stayed for shot. Pretty good effort, though. Sorry, we lost the camera right when she made that shot. So, and we'll see whether she got in for kind of shot. There's the camera again, so you can see where she ended up. So she hit that bull in front that I was describing, and then that moved here, and then her own bull trickled in. I don't know if she got shot out of it. Nope. Second. So another one for Joanne. Good effort, though, by Giulia. Not a great situation. She managed to give it a shot. But Joanne was in there pretty close. So 2-0 after 2. Playing at 21 points. So again, what's at stake in this is Joanne being 4-0. If he wins this one, she'll be very much in the driver's seat with a couple matches to go. One more today, and then they'll have one more tomorrow. So, but she'll be at 5-0. She'll have a really good cushion. She could always stub her toe, but should be in really good shape. And Giulia needs to win to try and kind of stay in it. If she wins, then we could be setting up even out to a either a rematch or a three-way tie, because if they have 3 players that have 1 loss, then they'll play it off based on plus points. The 2 will play against each other with 1 waiting, and then they'll be the ones that get the next match. All right, so we're still trying to get our cameras right here. It's funny, we have everything working right before we go live. As soon as we go live, the gremlins strike. Joanne's got 2 bulls. She's got one just in front about a yard and behind about 2 feet. Giulia put her first bull about a yard behind. He's now come over her second. She had similar weight with her second and just combined. I know we're getting a good shot ahead of her, but there we go. They're resetting all of our pairings here. Guys are frantically doing it. Trying to draw there. Just looking to see what the count is. You can see all of our balls are up in here. Calls a measure. So these 2 back here, those are Giulia's when she's warmed up. These 3 are away. She's going to go on the forehand and try and come just under this ball. See if she can draw. She doesn't want to touch that in front. Just a touch heavy. Might be a good shot. It's close. Pretty short this one. See Steve on the camera. Steve and Gary are frantically getting everything working here. Constant gremlins. All I got to do is be here and yammer on. I got to do work. Get everything working, and it seems like it's finicky. Joanne's gonna probably shoot this gap. She could go around her. She's gonna shoot the gap here. Got her own bull. She hit her own bull and was trying to push it up. That was interesting. It's kind of a 3-way shot. You could play it underneath it. I kind of like that when you have a bull that's short, you could play 3-way. It's like, say, this kind of weight, and you could go 1 underneath, and you're drawing here, 2 around. And you're going to here, or 3, hit her own, which you did, hoping to get it in, but instead of it hitting and coming this way, it kind of deflected that way, which is a little unlucky. Right, Giulia's going to follow it around and try and get into this path, and she's got her balls here. Oh, it doesn't want to hit. Oh, that's unlucky. She would have wanted to come off the inside of that ball, but instead she hit the outside, which flipped it over. So that'll put Joanne's in for sure for 1. They're going to measure for, see, about 2. And Heather Stewart's an umpire, so if they need it, you can always just step right in and do it. Since Joanne's already measured, and they're kind of remeasuring. Umpire! Go Feather. Okay, I think Tony's going to do it. thought Heather would do it, frankly. Why didn't Heather do it? Tony Santos is marking next door, so he's just kind of, we did a little rotation. Joan's going to help him mark his end while he measures. So while we're waiting, a big thank you to Arrow Bowls for sponsoring us and our broadcast here. This pop-up tent is a godsend. It's keeping all of our heads cool. Arrow Bowls, same line every time. Thank you, Arrow Bowls, for your sponsorship. And if you haven't checked it out already, I know Gary and I have been working on our kind of sub-channel of How. We have a few head readings that we put in. Should be like kind of a little sub that we'll do on our channel here. So we've got 3 videos up, and I think the 4th one is going to be up imminently. We're going to try and do about 1 a week, I think, is our goal. Maybe 2 every 3 weeks, something like that. Hopefully you find some value in those. We're trying to use some of the footage that we have here to have interesting heads, because we always have interesting heads in games. Some more than others, just kind of the nature of things. All right, so Giulia's was the second shot, so it's just 1 for Hedgespeth. So she'll go 3-0 after 3. Played at 21 points. So Joanne is qualified for the pairs with multiple partners. For the pairs Playdowns. She hasn't made it for the singles yet. The regular partner is Mary Thompson. And, Mary was winning the singles. She's won the singles a couple times, so it forced Joanne to find another partner, and then she was able to get some good partners and turn that into a visit to the national championships. Giulia last year just became a citizen, and so she was eligible for participating in national championships and won her first time out. Joanne's sticking with going short. She got the mat pretty close to 2 meter. All right, here's Joanne's first. Not bad. Yeah, but a yard short. You preferred a yard behind, but it's not bad. Playing her forehand, which is kind of edge rink, narrow hand. Yeah, good opener by Giulia. Good bull double G. I Mary play same hand, jack or bull shot. Again, so she's playing this hand, this kind of weight, something here, so she can hit the bull or the jack. Yeah, just missed. Good second. I think it gives her a feel. I think this line's pretty good. You just want the weight to here, because if it was here, it'd be coming through that. Julia's trying the same hand. She's going to try and see if she can get here first, probably, or float it behind here, put it in front. Just another bull in the head, really. And then she came up pretty short. I think she'd be better served to have another bull here. I think it's blocking Joanne. She's looking at it to see whether it's blocking her. Yeah, so Joanne's waiting because we have they're setting up for social bulls and some of the rings aren't being used and everybody's pulling the equipment out and just kind of walking on behind. So, all right, here she goes. She's trying the hand again. You can see a little bit wider. Hopefully, she's got the pace this time. Yeah, that was pretty good. And good thing for her, she had plenty of room from this bowl to get to here. So she should be able to just kind of come to here the next time. Interesting. Giulia's switching hands. I think she wants to try and get to this spot here would be good. A little short. I don't think she'd want there. I think this is a better home for Giulia because if Joanne's going to play this jack or bull shot here, then really you want to try and prevent that carry as much as you can with the bull here, especially since Joanne's got these two back here. So if she comes with the jack and moves it to here with the bull, then she'll have, then that's 3. Here she comes. Be tightening it up a little bit. It's not far away. It's a pretty good effort here. Oh, just missed. Great effort, though. You could see what she's trying. All right, so Giulia hopefully will be able to get on board now. Giulia could just do a draw. Just, she just got to beat, I'm not even sure, but somewhere inside this triangle here. I think this one's probably second, so which is good when you have a bull like that because then all you have to do is beat this bull and you could just, and jack move, it's not going to kill her. Because her jack, if odds are for this hand, the jack's going to move this way. Yeah, a little short and narrow. Probably not what you wanted. But she'll get on the board though. 1 for Giulia. So it's a 3-1 Hedgespeth. Good match so far after 4 ends. In this women's singles national championship qualifier for the Southwest Division. Round robin game 5. With 8 in each, the ladies will play 7 games. So that they get every opponent. Did see Rita Greenberg this morning, and she told me that Tony will be watching. So, hello to Tony Greenberg. Hope you're doing well, sir. And not surprising after losing 3 ends in our first time in a while to roll a jack. So Julie's pulling the mat up a little bit here. We're about maybe 2 yards at most from the tee, from the 2 meter mark. He's sticking with his narrow hand. See her play all the way through this. So she ended up maybe about a yard short. And here's Joanne. It's a nice little draw. It's like a good bull here. Just about a foot short. I'm trying to get the, Steve's working on the camera trying to get it in view here. There we go. See Julia's gray bulls. And Joanne's got these dark blue, almost purple bulls. A pretty good bull there. And Joanne can afford to have add a yard, play on her own, hit this jack, or just come around behind. No business being short here. Just make a small adjustment. Just try and have a little more pace. And I think she'd be better served here. I mean, you want to make an adjustment, but shorter is not what you want there. It's going to, Julia's not even worried about seeing this bull. Even on a narrow hand, you could see it's just off the center line a bit, but she's not worried about it. She's still going to come all the way around. Yeah, she's not going to make it. Now that might be in Joanne's way. That one might be in her way, being so short here. If she's going to try it anyways, I think she's going to try and go all the way around. She can well serve to get something behind. Yeah, she's coming all the way around to the back here. It's not wrong with that. He's probably just down the one with 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah?
That's why I think Julia's got one of the best drives I've ever seen from the female bowlers, and she's not afraid to use it. So, especially with this kind of little bit of a gap here, she could try and come with weight and hit this ball and get rid of it.
They play 2 games.
But she's going to opt for a draw here.
They're the same.
She might try and do this, then push it out this way. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
I think she got shot out of it. I don't think that's necessarily what you wanted, but it was kind of a multi-way shot here. She could have pushed this one out, as we're talking about. She could have pushed this one up, pushed this one up. I would have thought this would have been the better shot to hit this as the A shot. But she happened to hit that ball, and then it moved it and rolled it in for a shot. Pretty sure that's holding, especially since it's laying flat. And Joanne could reverse it. She doesn't want to touch this ball, so I don't think she's gonna go. She's not gonna go this way. I think she's gonna come this way and come through. Nope. She's inside out. Yeah, she is coming that way. Wait, trying to target this ball. Here it comes.
I did. I watched it. What's that?
So it should be one for double G here.
Charlie said the same thing about his match with Bill. He's like, dude, watching the first few events, he looked like Bill and I didn't.
Joanne had the right idea, but you really had to put some
So I watched both. I was just going
weight on that to get it through. So one more for Giulia. So cut it down to 3-2 after 5. All right. Julia's pulling that up a little bit here. It's just a little far behind. I think the guys are still tinkering with the cameras here. Great shot there by Joanne. And Julia to take that yard off. Yeah. Good shot there. Unlucky with the result, but it's a good ball. Joanne's still holding one. Interesting. She could really come. I think she is. Yeah, she's going to stick with her forehand, which is this way. And I think she's just got these. She's just going to ride it on in, ride this little wall here. Or she could also float it behind to get all the way to the back to this pool. Yeah, it's not bad to get one in back. That's fine. She probably should switch, frankly. Let's see her coming this way. Yeah, she's turned over. She can pick that jack up to take it to herself, hit this bull out, or hit and come off. It's just a little narrow. If it's in, yeah, again, Joanne, I think is going to try the same thing and just trying this hand and just trying to go all the way underneath here. The only thing is it's a little dicey with that is if she's hits the jack on this side, then she could push her back to Giulia and kind of make her shot for her. It's the danger of going that way. But of course, if she just tries the draw, she's got the same issue. That's why I think she'd be better served to try and put one back here first. Kind of marking this bull. Giulia's going to try this again, coming on this hand. And look at that result. Nice positive bull is what you wanted. That was another option she had. Again, bull, jack, or hitting that bull. Anything in that little pocket there was going to be good. As it turns out, she hit that bull and had enough weight to move it over into that bull and move it out, take a shot. Twins having a look. Now she's got another. She's got the head set up pretty good. She's got another one over here. And, this bull is not a toucher, so she's gonna try to. She could try and just do the combo and push everything back, trying to get this jack all the way back, which she could try and do. She missed it. Very, very narrow. I mean, really could have come around and drawn. She could have done the jack or bull in this hand. I think she out and if you're playing this hand, this hand I don't think was the draw. It's a really tough draw to get it around there, especially with the bull there. So I think if she was going to draw, she should have been coming on this hand. And this hand it would have been with weight to come through. But regardless, it's one more for Giulia. So tie it up 3-3 after 3.
So I said, well, it looks like we're both available now. I won't bowl anymore.
All right, Giulia, keeping that jack. Hold the tee, the 2 meter mark, and then jack a couple yards short here.
You deflated him.
Not a bad bowl, just a little short, maybe a couple feet.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like I didn't expect to get there, but when I did, I didn't get, I didn't get that far just to get that far. I really, really wanted it to get at that point, especially against him.
Joanne play this narrow hand. I don't think she was playing it because she's, Giulia's. This is probably because this is a couple feet short. It probably looks like it's right in her line. She probably could have come underneath it, but she just opted just to display the open hand. Really sticking with the narrow hand. Little adjustment. That's a really good bowl there. Maybe 2.5 feet through. A perfect line. So just wants to make her adjustment.
Yeah. So see what happens. But then when I got that,
Wait, this looks
I
really
didn't
good.
quite understand why
Really
I had
good.
to play.
Just missed the toucher and gets shot. Great ball there by Joanne.
It didn't matter if I lost, I would have been in the finals anyway. So I didn't understand how that was.
Must have just touched the jack. Couldn't quite tell if it touched or not from here. It was right on top of it. The Hall of Fame. Keeping an eye on it.
The outcome of me being in the finals. And same thing with Bruce, except Bruce.
Giulia opted to stick with that hand. Interesting choice.
That's what we,
and just because this bull was right behind the jack, and she could be driving it back here. And I don't think this was bull's in her way to come the other hand. She might have a look on the next one and just try it again, or she's setting it up on it. Joanne should just probably, she ideally want to have something on this side back here if she could help it. But don't blame her for just putting another one in on this side. Probably two. Yeah, it should be two. Pretty big wall though. This little target here. And Giulia can play with weight. Anything here is good. And she's got the two back balls. So if she hits this jack and gets it back, then it's probably going to be three. See, this sometimes you can drive to cut down. She could draw. There's a fair amount of room to draw, but she could also come with weight, and sometimes you can drive to cut down, which I've seen Giulia do. She's out there for just kind of like a little pressing weight here. So maybe press her own or get one of the balls. Yeah, I just came off that one. That's pretty close. She was just going to use that bull that she had there and see if she could just get through. She could either do it again. She could either promote it and push it in clean, or do what she did, where she kind of used that bull and then that bull went that way and her bull went here. And it's close measure between these two bulls here.
Until you figure out who's the best loser. Right. So Steve Alessi was the same. Chris Dodd was saying, no, this is going to have Angel was saying the same. Everybody was saying, this is stupid.
All right, now Joanne, the 2 seconds where she could be holding it, she came down and they got a good look at it. So she really doesn't want to push this bull in, so I don't think she's going to come this way. She's probably going to go here and really just kind of want to match that bull just on the draw. That's enough, I think. And wants to stay. Yeah, this is pretty good here. This is fine. She didn't want to come over here either. She didn't want to come through and risk any jack movement. I think it was probably pretty, just to move it back that way. So was there only danger? But she had one, so Joanne gets the point. Again, it's a sign of a good game when it's just a bunch of ones. We've had 7 ones. It's 4-3 Hedgespeth after 7. It's not surprising.
Sure. Yeah, I think they got all jackets. Like, saying goodbyes before they finally play. Yeah. See, man, I switch scenes, it's the same.
Yeah, been pretty consistent that I think it desirably. Joanne's been kind of sticking with this wide hand, while Giulia's been playing the narrow hand, but I think with this bull, that bull might be in her way and she might be thinking about it, so not worth it. She'll just play the open hand here. Not bad. A little short, maybe a yard short, but a good line. Man, really could play either hand. She's going to stick with her white hand, just make the adjustment. Yeah, there you go. And they made an adjustment. The line just needed a little more weight. Giulia's not eyeball in it, so she's gonna switch over. She's gonna play this hand and try and shoot in this gap here. She's got a round to promote. Really would like to see this not be short. Even a draw back here would be better. And a really good ball here. Yeah, very nice by WG. And it kind of closes off this hand. Then Joanne doesn't have this that you can use to kind of promote and push that in. I have to come this way now. She's got to worry. I don't want to push that ball in. She wants to find this gap. Probably just at the draw. She hasn't played a lot of this hand. Well, she played that real well. Wow, a great ball by Joanne. Giulia's going to stick with that hand, also playing the forehand. She'll try and crack the egg, see if she can hit the jack or hit the ball. Just kind of dislodge it. It's going to be a tough draw. Oof, probably still down. Good ball. Yeah, good ball though, but she set up the head pretty nicely. Now Joanne, interesting choice here because Joanne's asking info about the head. If this ball goes clean, then she's a couple down. She does have a back ball ready. Something to play this in. I think a ball here would be probably good. There's something on this side behind. Kind of an extra cover. Giulia might come run up the middle and see if she switches hands or sticks with it. She's going to stick with it, so I think she's trying to again push her own in or crack the egg like she tried before. Just a little more pace this time. Like about a yard, see if she can kind of turn that ball over. Yeah, I think she just didn't quite have the line there, I don't think. Interesting choice. It's kind of interesting. I mean, she could have either done that or if she comes with weight, the problem is she could have hit the ball into the jack. It would have been hard to go more than one down, but she probably felt like she could just kind of nudge around and just topple it over. So, but it's one more for Joanne. So it's 5-3 after 8. The other way. Hedgespeth 5, Gallo 3. The guys are frantically working on the cameras. One of the things I know that they do beforehand, they spend a lot of time doing what we call presets. So we'll have, like when it's an odd end, like using this back camera and using this side angle, and get everything set up, tested everything, and then match starts and just go on. So they're manually having to reset everything, I think, before every end. So that's why it's taken us a little time to get let's say, the proper angle. They're basically doing it from scratch almost every time. Joanne, a decent opener. Again, sticking with the wide hand. It's interesting to see these ladies are just, they switch when something's in the way, but for the most part, Joanne's been favoring the wide hand, and Giulia's been playing the narrow hand pretty consistently, and they've both been not too far off the center line. So. Yeah, two balls in the same spot, but from different sides. Just want to make the correction on the line. And the green's warming up too. Joanna, just keep the same weight. Just correct the line. Pretty good ball there. Maybe drop the foot and a half. Giulia will probably keep the same weight. Try and tighten it down. She can even afford to add a little weight. Yeah, that's good. Pretty good. Just a little short. I think again with that line, which is just on this line here, if she had a little more weight, then the path, instead of curling under this bowl, is hitting this bowl or hitting the jack. And that's why I think it's, for me, I really like to see like a bowl here to play through to hit one or the other. And then just keep loading it up. If you miss, you've got one here and you make the correction. And then, you know, it's 2 or it's 3 that you opted for the draw. Now Joanne's going to kick with this line. She's got to get the inside half of this bowl, or anything on the inside half of that bowl or in is really good. And that's well done. Great shot by Joanne. Perfect. That little target there from Giulia. But again, it's similar kind of jackable. Again, you would see the value of having a bull back here because now she'd have another catcher if she happens to hit something. She's not far away here. Really close. Great shot. Great shot. 2 great shots by the ladies in a row. Let's see what Joanne does. About at least 1 second, probably 2 seconds, frankly. She can get that ball out. It'd be great. Interesting that she's sticking with the forehand. Hope that she can try and use one of those balls in front. Yeah. She played that hand 3 times, so I just think she was sticking with it and trying to hope something, even though maybe it would have lined up better to play the other hand. But now Giulia just wants a gentle draw with these balls away here. She doesn't want to get anything with those 3. Really just wants to kind of draw and just arrive on her own very gently. Even a little short in the count is okay. She's opted. She just kind of kept it wide and taking the 1 and run. It's 1 more for double G. And another end with 1 point. 5-4 after 9 ends. Not too surprising. Both these ladies are excellent bowlers. And also the conditions here to going to beach are really good. We've mowed and bowled them this morning, both greens. And they keep them in excellent condition. So we're 5-4 after 9, playing to 21. The way this is going, this is looking like it's going to go 30 ends plus. All right, so here's Julian. Again, playing this narrow hand. All the way across, pretty much jack high, maybe a bull short. And Joanne's asking to see. So Joanne, I think, is asking because she, I think, really wants to play this hand, which is what she's been favoring. So would this bull be, if this bull was here, it'd be right in her way. But instead, it's anything she could come off it and come in. But likely her line is nice and clean through. You know, definitely not in a road. Pretty good opener for half shot. See Julie make the switching over because this might have gotten in her way, or you know, being a little bit shorter. She's worried about pushing it in from the side, so she's just going to switch over. She probably could have used it and stayed on that hand, but she's going to switch over now. And this is the kind of thing because Julie's been playing the narrow hand, she's not giving enough grass on the wide. And similar for Joanne, she's been playing the wide hand, so she gives too much grass on the narrow. And stick with this wide hand, just wants to be under that bowl. There it is. Great shot. Nice pull there. Could be 2. Giulia really could use a good draw here. Just coming off that ball would be great. Yep, she's done it. Great shot by G. Great shot by WG. Joanne's had some good draws. Again, I think she could well serve to be here playing the jack or bull shot. Just you don't want to be short here since you're down. And the road's okay. Again, really needs to be behind. I mean, just if you're down, you got to be through. You got nothing to lose. Julia can afford to come through. Just play the, play the same town. She could get here first. It would help her a lot. Yeah, that's what she's done. Yeah, see, well done. Just kind of traded. Now she's kind of got one in this quadrant here. It's gonna protect against the big number for, my Joanne. Yeah, a little more forceful, I think, by Joanne this time. Let's get a little edge and in. Ooh. Oh, that would have been a little fortunate. I don't think she was trying that. I think she was, again, trying to play through and come to here. I don't think she didn't quite put that one in all the way. And it's one for Giulia. And we're all square at 5 after 10. It's been a hell of a match. I wonder how long this is going to go. We're at just ones on each end. 10 in a row now. 5 for each player. Needless to say, evenly matched. Hopefully Heather got a snack. So in the afternoon, for the second game, we're going to switch to the other green. And I believe the matchup we're going to show is between the two ladies that are currently undefeated in that bracket, which is Ann Nunes and Mary Thompson. Are no strangers to playing each other in these national championships or the qualifiers. Right, here's Julia's first. Got the jack pretty much on. It's 2 feet at most short of the tee. Pretty good opener here. Right, and Giulia came up a little short, and Joanne sticking with her, going to the wide hand, staying with it here. Pretty good opener here. This is really well done. Oh, just a little short. Just kind of ran out of gas. I think I was going to keep dropping. As it is, it's shot, foot short. It's really probably not going to change anything. I'm just going to add the 2 feet here, or yard, right behind. Play through her own. That's pretty good. Ooh, just need a little more pace. That was probably good draw weight. If she would have missed her own, she'd have been right there, I think. Joanne would be well served to just add a couple feet. No shorter, definitely no shorter than you play to your own. You can afford to be positive with it. You got nothing in your way, and no danger behind. So just keep playing through. Yeah, that's well done. See, she had weight that was going to clean through or pop her own in. Giulia's got an interesting choice now. She can try and something positive. I think she'd be better. I don't know. She could play that hand and try again and push. Even if she misses an arrow, she gets to that ball or hits off this and comes in. She's going to switch over, and I think she's going to play that shot you've seen where she's got kind of this weight, hit this ball and have it go out, and then have her sit. So a chop lie shot, I think, is what she's trying here. And just stays up. It's all the way in the back. I think that's what she was trying to like a chop lie on this bowl. That's what we call it. Like you chop the bowl out and then you lie for shot. I've seen her do it a couple times this match already. Joanne's in good shape, holding at least one. I don't know if she's got the second. So I don't know between these two bowls here. She's trying it again. Again, well served to be behind. Yep, she's done that. It's good there. She's had a chance to kind of look at it. Now she's come down after her third. So I don't know if she wants this option again. She could try it again and do that chop lie. I can also see her playing through these bowls. Just if you had like this kind of weight all the way back in here, a couple yards through, you can push all these in. You get that same chop lie action on that bowl, or even hit this and just knock it out and at least cut it to one. But she's going to stick with playing that again and try that chop lie on that bowl. I think is what she's going to go for. Looks like she came across her body a little bit. I don't think she delivered that well. She almost kind of aimed it. I saw her arm kind of come through, at the last minute, just kind of coming across her body just a hair. And that's the difference from coming to here and getting to that bowl and coming to here and missing, which she did. So Joanne's got a chance to get the first non-1 in this match in the 11th end. Just really don't, if you're playing this hand, you can play it free. There's absolutely nothing within, except her own, a yard. In fact, jack move would actually help her if she could hit this ball into the jack and knock it back in here. Thinking like a draw to this spot here would be good. She's kind of missed her line. I think the weight was pretty good. You can see if she would have hit this bowl into this jack and moved it back to here and then followed it, then she would have had 4 in this little pocket here, which would be really good. So one more for Joanne, I guess. So it's 6-5 now. Got the right shot there. Okay, so you're gonna have to keep telling me what's going on. All right, here's Joanne. Again, sticking with the wide hand. See the ladies, kind of. You're going to see that here in the good players, really, just like it's tightening it down. You see it tightening down, it get closer and closer, especially when they're playing the same, like kind of mat length distance, etc. Giulia again, also sticking with the narrow hand. And 2 pretty good openers for the ladies. Probably going to send Joanne over here because this one's probably in her way here. She doesn't want to come across and hit it, so she's going to switch to either side. And a little unlucky. I'm going to push that one in for shot. Giulia wants to know. I don't think it really changes what she wants to do, but Heather says it's a measure. Hall of Famer Heather Stewart marking this match. I think Giulia's just going to be doing the draw here anyways, and she's got her own as a catcher, so pretty wide open. Not bad, just a little short. Kind of got a mini Goldilocks going. Too hot, too cold. Needs one just right. Joanne's going to stick for a wide hand. She's got her own bowl that she could come off of or push in. Or even come to this gray bowl, come over. Maybe a touch too heavy. I think she would better serve just kind of, at most this weight. Julia probably thinking just probably going to draw just between the two, I think. It's really good. Really good there by Giulia. That was perfect. Perfect weight. That was a perfect draw. And see, and I like that weight from her because if she hit her own, which, got it halfway there, as you saw, but even if she kind of missed it on either side, the ladies get out of the way. If she missed on either side, she would have, been a probably perfect draw weight and probably would have been in for shot anyways. Joanne's going to eyeball the forehand and come in here. Just kind of get a angle every once in a while because you see this bull's in front of the jack. You play her hand, which she's been playing, either come to the bull or come to the jack. There she comes. Let's see if she's got it. She's wishing it in. She's not far away here. There it is. Great shot, Joanne. Well done. Very nicely done there. Primo. She just ticked the bull, which is what the target was, either the bull or the jack, and then it hit the jack absolutely square. Definitely getting shot. I mean, a little unlucky. If she would have moved it even just here, then it would have been probably 3 with these others. As it is, I don't know. This one might be closer. But still, I think she'll take it. Giulia, again, this is the danger. She's every ball is short. She's got nothing behind. So let's see what she's gonna try. Part of it depends if she's with it one down. If she's just one down, and she might. I think she's just trying to draw and see if she can just get a close second. Not try to make it any worse. It's gonna be hard to turn this over. Yeah, that beats that ball, so it should only be 1. Yeah, with Joanne kicking that ball away. Just 1, yep. So 1 more for Joanne. 7-5 after 12 ends, playing to 21. Let's see how long this streak lasts. Seen some pretty good draw bowling. Seen a couple great conversions. Seen a couple interesting heads where ladies have had to make some choices. Seen some nice draw bowling, good control. I expect no less from either one of these ladies. All right, Joanne, sticking with her wide again. Pretty good weight.
Yeah, that's good.
And Giulia sticking with the narrow hand. Maybe big yard behind. I think Joanne's looking like she's eyeballing. She's got no reason to switch. She really doesn't have to. She can stick with the wide if she wanted here, but she's gonna opt for the narrow hand. She's been playing it really well, so she might want to think about. I mean, she might want to rethink what she's doing on that wide hand because she's been playing that narrow hand really good. When she's been forced to play it, quote unquote forced because of the nature of it, she's played it really well in the center line. She should think about it switching over, doing that first. Now it's forcing Giulia onto the wide hand. Again, I don't think she has to, but I think it's, again, when it's wider, you got a better chance to make a conversion because the bull and the jack are pretty much in a straight line. If your bull isn't bending as much, you have less of a profile coming in. With the wider hand, you got more profile to come in and hit. So that's what I think she was doing. So Joanne, I think, is just trying to match these bulls here. She would have probably wanted one somewhere in the mix, somewhere within a mat length of that. Those bulls would probably have been good for her. All right, Julia's going to try it again. Again, it's kind of probably a jack or bull, but on the bend. And it's going to get a little unlucky here. Giulia pushed that one in, so I think Joanne's got two. She really wanted the inside half of that bull coming in. She'll have another shot. All right, Joanne, probably not. Again, I think she'd be well served at. I wouldn't blame her if she pulled in behind either. She's opted for just another draw, and she's done it again. So the good news is she's holding three. The bad news, it's a huge target. And there's only this little gap here, but Giulia can drive to cut it down, or she can do the overdraw, and she's got the two best bags. She just really wants to hit any of these, preferably that middle one, I think. The inside of the middle would be ideal. That's unlucky. Gosh, she's the inside half of that bowl, and she would have been set up pretty good. It's going to be three for our first multiple of the match. And it goes to Joanne Hedgespeth to make it 10-5 after 13 ends. First kind of conversion that one of the ladies didn't make, I think, to keep from the multiple happening. Should be what? Jack County? 6-8 BB. Matt County 6-C. So we're kind of sticking with this mat on the right around the tee within a mat length or so. Gonna go in medium long. Nope, Joanne's gonna stick with the wide hand here. Yeah. And kind of left the door open now, a couple yards short there. I think Giulia, after dropping 3 ends in a row, 5 points in those 3 ends, she really wants to get a good first ball in here. She opted for the wide hand, I think, worrying that Joanne was in the road. Joanne's sticking with the wide. Just needs to add these 2 yards here. Not bad. I think that's where you'd like to see your first one, frankly. Really hoping to make the adjustment. Probably just needs some yard 4 feet here. Looking pretty good here. Needs to keep traveling. Yeah, good ball. Maybe a foot short. Okay, that's a foot short, I think. That's the Joanne was asking about the distance. Seeing if she's got room to draw. Joe, looking for our Goldilocks. Oh, don't leave it short when you're down. Definitely no worse than one, at least. She's done that. Julia would love to pick up a 2 here, and she'll have last ball. So really just wants to do not much different from her last one. She can even afford to add a little weight and hit her own. Yeah, with this much room, I think Julia would have better served even if she was a yard through to be back here, and then she'd have a back ball, and it would still been an account, you know. And Jack movement really, I mean, from this hand, Jack movement's, she would have to get really unlucky, like to hit to hit, eh, to hit this the other side of the Jack. If she would have hit this, come into this gap and hit the Jack, that was about her only danger with anything with weight. I think she would have been good, to be in this kind of weight and coming around. She could have had another one in the head. Joanne's probably going to stick with this wide hand. Yeah, Joanne's sticking with the wide hand, trying to get Jack or bull here, I think. Danger's going to be not taking enough. Yeah, she didn't take enough here. All right, so now Giulia's got one and it's got a chance to draw for a second. And I think we said it last week with the men. We haven't had a lot of these free throws in this match where you're kind of holding already and just need a draw. I mean, she's got really all, quote unquote, all you got to do is draw within a yard. You really want to try and make these because you see how the lady's been scratching and crawling to get any kind of points. So if you got a chance to draw within a yard to get a point, freebie, and you should try and capitalize on those as much as possible. All right, here's Giulia with the quote unquote free throw here. See if Jess wants to get to her own. And that's well done. Very good there. Should be 2. 2. 2 it is for Giulia. So we have no multiples for 12 ends and then 2 multiples in a row. So it's but Joanne Hedgespeth still has the lead, 10-7, first to get to double digits after 14 ends, playing the 21. The Southwest Division qualifier for the Women's Singles National Championship. Scheduled to go to 21 points. Pull that up a bit.
Sorry, Heather. Thank you.
So if you're wondering what she's doing, sometimes when you pull the mat up, you try and put the Jack in the middle of the mat and then let the marker see if it's lined up in the center, because that makes it a little more visible as to which is which, and then trying to get it positioned properly. Personally, when I do this, I also try and I've got some chalk to chalk the mat. So you don't have to keep doing this every couple ends if you're wanting to do it regularly. So that's what she was doing there, and make sure that she had the mat centered, so she's got it pretty far up. And Jack maybe 4 feet short of the 2 meter mark. Nope, based on Heather's stride, 5 feet.
Back to where it was, please. Keep rolling twice. Just a smidge towards you, please. Yeah, perfect.
All right, here we go. See, Julia looks like she's lining up the right side here. She may be keeping up on the narrows. Keep an eye on that. That's pretty hefty too. Not bad. Maybe about 4 feet behind. Joanne can play their and Joanne's gonna play the narrow hand. I'm finding this very amusing. Those ladies were sticking with their hands pretty much throughout, only changing when the head dictated, and now they've both switched over to play the other hand in this situation. And they're both not far off the center line. Now I don't think that ball's in her way if Giulia wants to play around it, but she's going to switch. She's going to go back to playing a narrow hand here. I think she want to try and drop that yard, which I think she's done. And it's a great weight adjustment there by WG. It's a hell of a ball. Even though she knew she switched hands, she knew she kept track that she had to drop the weight. She's done it. And Joanne really needs to kind of press through that ball. Play on the narrow hand, kind of like a jack or ball shot. Just finishing behind is good. Get second if nothing else. Yeah, it's a great shot. Jack high, it's all right. Again, I would have preferred she was just kind of here, even if you're being picky about it, but that way she could have, it'd still have been useful. You know, a ball here is really useful. And then she could have hit either one of these and good. And if she misses, then she does have a ball there, but she got a solid second. Giulia's eyeballing coming around this hand. She should probably, she could either do this and around, but there's a little danger of ticking the jack over, so I think she might be trying to go under to this ball. Yeah, that's the weight that she was trying. She just happened to hit that one in front. I think she was trying to inside out this ball and push it out and roll that out, and then again that chop line that she likes so much. Joanne, I think, should stick to the same hand. This is a little dicey, and going through this is knocking it there, and you don't want that. I think she's going to try and add, let's say, a yard. She can either come off her own, hit the ball, or the jack. And not bad. She, kind of added 5 feet, which is not bad. The main thing is she finished on this side when she really needed to be on this side. Because with this kind of weight coming through, she could have hit this or this again off of that. Those are the things she's trying to move it into this area, and she didn't come across the center line. So. Giulia could, yeah, I think she's going to stick with this, and she's going to try and get here first. Try to come off this. This is kind of plugged up, and there's no danger in this spot here, so she doesn't have to worry about holding jack. Well, another bull in the head. Again, I think she would have been, because if she had just a little movement here, she could use this ball just a little more. Both these ladies, I think, one in this little area here in this box would be good. All right, so Joanne's down one. One thing Giulia did do was get a second ball in so that Joanne, it's third, so even if Joanne gets this ball out, she's still sitting 2. So. Kind of a big shot of the match, frankly, right here. Just like to make the conversions if you can, and this could be a 3-point swing if she gets it right. Oh, not quite. So that's one more for Giulia, closing the gap. 8-10. She's down after 15 ends. It's matched at 21 points. And you're also seeing the ladies kind of be very somewhat consistent now with what they're trying. Giulia kind of bringing the mat up a couple yards at least, several yards, frankly. Not as much as the last time, though, but she's definitely staying away from the tee at the moment, putting the jack back a bit. I think Sheila Conti's kind of subbing in, I think, to Mark for a bit. Heather was doing it for a while. I think she, a little bathroom break. All right, Giulia back on the narrow hand here. Yeah, good opener. Like that a lot. Maybe 2 feet through. Little butterfly flyby. Joanne will be back to the wide hand. Didn't come out of her hand really smooth. Had a little wobble at the beginning. That'll get short and narrow. Sometimes it happens with people when they're going a little bit longer. You have a tendency to kind of stretch out and kind of get off your mechanics just a bit. She really doesn't want to make much of a correction here. She'd be okay with the same thing. And she's not far away from her original. All right, Joanne's come up a little short. A couple yards short there. Again, no reason for Giulia to change. I mean, some people would be worried about these two bowls here, but she could just shoot this gap and it's no real big deal here. She's right in the middle. Yeah, just a little heavy there. Let's try in the red, see how that's showing up. Don't know if I like that. But yellow. Yeah, we'll go with the yellow for a bit. I don't know if it was necessarily what Joanne was trying, but it worked out pretty well for her. Kind of came across the head and hit that bowl. I think Joanne was on the draw and stick with the narrow. Again, this is nothing's really in the way on this side here. Leave it there. Right. Julia's on the other hand, she's going to try a jacker ball here.
Thank you.
You can see the positive weight that she had. Went all the way into the ditch, unfortunately. But better that than short, frankly, given the situation. She's got a couple seconds. Got a little fortune, I think, on the last one. She was necessarily trying to inside out that bowl. I think she was more a little bit on the draw, would be my guess. If she was trying as a hell of a shot, and she'll take the result for sure. Probably just wanting something similar, just something behind would be good. I think coming off this bowl or coming to her own, finishing over here is good. Yeah, coming off this gray one here would be great. Yeah, that's well done. Well done. Gives her 2 now. So 2 more for Joanne. She makes the free throw to go up 12-8 after 16. I guess we're getting the word that somewhere along the line it's got to 13. So who knows where it happened? But somewhere along the line where there was a 2, there's a 1. So, okay. This is 13-8.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Shadows in the way. I can't see. Move a little bit. There you go. That's good. Okay. No.
All right, Joe, and again keeping the mat back and kind of medium length. Pretty good opener there. Nice shot. Sent Sheila running for her chalk.
Dan, you're in our ring. You're in our ring. Get out of our ring.
Let's see. Giulia trying to do a jack or bull shot there. Maybe a little better that than being short. A little too much pace. And Joanne's going to stick with the forehand coming all the way across, trying to put a second in the head, get off right through the gap. 2 in the head. And Giulia's going to try it again with a little less pace. It's a pretty good effort here. Yeah, great shot by Giulia there. You can see the good weight, nice adjustment. And even though she was really heavy, I mean, this bowl, like, you know, we would go, wait, that's really heavy. But when you look at it, you know, now she's got, now look at the position. She's better there than to be short. Joanne's gonna, it's an interesting choice. I think Joanne had better serve playing this way. Instead, she's coming the other way. I don't know if she's trying to do the little combo here. I don't think she could get shot with one bull there, but she kind of plugged it up. With those 2 bulls kind of, you know, had a little bit of a gap. So Giulia's got a choice. I think Giulia probably should be playing this hand. She could hit the inside half of this bull and come in. She's got her own that she could use. She could hit the inside half of this bull. Here, on the other hand, there's just danger of pushing this one in, so I think she's better served to, yeah, she's switching over. She's playing this hand. And try, I think the ideal spot would be the inside half of this bull. Looks really good. Really good. She was delicate with it. She didn't want any, you know, the downside is if she's the outside of this bowl, she didn't want to flip it in, you know, kind of cross head into the head. So she just kind of arrived. If she would have just been a little higher, then she would have stuck right in there for second. Great shot, though. Even a touch her own would have been good. Giulia moved. I didn't say anything. Anybody? Anybody said anything? Nobody said anything to her. She just did it on her own. Giulia just moved on her own. Okay. Joanne Southton for coming this way and trying to push her own in, I think. Yeah, so rather than trying to, because it was a little dicey for Joanne. I mean, this is what Giulia thinks a shot is, because these 2 bulls are kind of locked in here. If you come with a little press weight and you hit that bull into that bull, then all the weight is going to get transferred to the second bull and it'll go and the first one will sit. So Giulia is probably going to play that shot, which is why Joanne didn't want to do it. Joanne didn't want to come this way. She was trying to come this hand, maybe just turn this over. And worst case, she got one behind. I think Giulia probably playing something similar, maybe like a yard. It's going to be really hard to give it away. I think she could get a 3 here if she played like a yard of weight onto that bull to push this bull and set it out. And really hard to give it away too. Even if she hits that her own bull, she's probably going to get a jack or bull and stay right where she's at. Really good effort here. Oh man. Just hit this bowl a little too squarely. If she would have hit just the edge of it, it would have maybe gone in. All right, so it's one more for Joanne. It's 14 to 8. All right, again, feel like we're very good. It's 14 to 8. Giulia's again brought the mat up, and keeping the jack back on the tee.
How far are we from the tee, please?
Yeah. Again, the guys are frantically working on the cameras. And like I said, we usually have this box that switches it automatically. Push of a button, it goes from odd end to even end, and they're having to reset it every single time because the box is not working. So here's Giulia's first. Little heavy. Joanne sticking with the, again, back to Joanne with the wide, Giulia on the narrow.
You want to measure it or anything? I think we're good.
I'm all over the place. So again, the board is right. It's 13-9. I'm the one that screwed up. We arm wrestled around here, and I lost. All right, so it's Joanne's up 13-9. Here we go. And Giulia with a good ball. She's holding 2 at the moment. Joanne was very heavy and narrow. See if she can make a correction. Again, that's going to be the nature of everything because this is the corner of the green here. So everything, when it gets to a certain point, especially when you're near the tee, it's really going to shoot down this way. And it's also going to, if you're coming here, instead of curving, it's going to hang out because everything's going to flow here. Giulia's playing it well. 2 great balls there. Probably holding 2.
Oh, come on.
Joanne's going to stick with the wide. Just needs a little bit of adjustment. Just adding a yard, 4 feet. Just wants to float it around her own. Pretty good adjustment here. Is going to stop. That's a great ball by Joanne. That's a stunning ball by Joanne under the circumstances. Great ball there. Joanne's coming backhand. Last ball, yeah, here she's firing. That's what I was wondering if she was going to do. Trying to hit Jack over there. She's not far away. Oh, really unlucky. And I think it stayed in. It's going to be 1 for Joanne. You rarely see, I mean, it happens, but you rarely see the jack. It's close. I'm gonna get an umpire to see if she's saying it's out. Yep. So when a jack goes out of bounds, then it gets respotted to the 2-meter mark, which is right here. It's still going to be, I think, one for Joanne. She's going to have a look. She had a really good shot. She just unlucky that because she had like all these balls, including this ball in the back. She just happened to hit the jack into one of those balls to spring it forward and out of bounds. And Heather's having to look for us, but I think it's hard to tell who's holding. One of the things in practice is just various lengths of this drawing to the tee. The 2-meter mark for this particular reason. And she just needs to beat those 2 gray balls. And needs to get around. And she's going to go under her own. I think she's short. Yeah. You can use that extra weight. So. Is that Joanne's? Okay. So Joanne had point there. So one more for her. She's up to 14 now. So 14-9. After 18 hands, playing to 21 points. This Southwest Division Women's Singles Playdowns qualifier for the National Championships. And if you're just joining us, so this is one of our 2 featured matchups today. Ladies are playing. They're in groups of 8, 2 groups of 8. And this is the Stars group, so to speak, with the other group being the Stripes. And in the Stars right now, we have Joanne Hedgespeth is 4-0. And Giulia Gallo is 3-1. And her only loss is coming to Melanie Bisner, who is also 3-1. So those are the 3 players that are kind of leading this group for the round robin. That's why this is kind of a marquee matchup. If Joanne can win, go to 5-0, she'll have 1 game, at least a 1-game lead over Melanie, and 2 for sure over Giulia. So put her ripe for qualifying and making it through. Giulia needs to win in order to kind of bring everybody equal, to make sure that everybody has a loss, and maybe force a playoff later on down the road. I mean, anything could happen in the last 2 games, and all these ladies are game, but that's kind of why this match is especially important. And Giulia, not only the defending winner, but the defending national champion as well. All right. So Joanne's first one, pretty good. Giulia also coming on the white hand and trying similar kind of weight. Again, 2 great opening balls by the ladies, just a couple feet through here. And they're both probably going to end up switching because they both came. One short, one narrow the head. Another solid ball, another ball in the head by Joanne. Julia's going to come in also on the backhand, playing this narrow hand. Now that Joanne kind of locked that up with that ball in front. Looks like a pretty good draw. Yeah, that's the shot right there, I think. Probably Joanne could stick with that hand if she wants to. Yeah, she's definitely down 1. Interesting. We got the box that happens sometimes, and except it's a mix. Yeah, she's going to go forehand and probably just trying to draw here. And she's got her own that she wants to work off of here. Pretty good ball here. That probably fell in for shot. She's going to ask. All right. Heather's giving it a good look, and she's calling a measure. She can't tell. who's holding. So let's see what Julie's going to do. She's going to stick with that hand, kind of similar to what Joanne was doing with this bowl. Julie wants to do with this bowl. And just kind of hung it out a little bit. Well, interesting that there's like a dividing line here. And Joanne's got this side, and Julia's got this side. And with the way these bulls are in front, they might be making it hard to try and get it across. I mean, Joanne would love the jack to be here. Julie would love the jack to be here, but they both have these bulls in front that's going to make it hard for that to happen. Julia's probably got the better. Well, I don't even know. Can't even tell. It's looking like crosshead shots for both ladies. Joanne, yeah, she's going to come this way. Either she's got her own to use to come in or hit the inside half of this bull and try and fall in for a shot here. And she's hung it out really wide. I think it crept in her mind all these bulls here because that's the danger is you really don't want to hit the jack and shoot it. It would have been really unlucky for that to happen. Just, not very possible. The only way is if she was under this bull clean to hit this jack and knock it over. And it would have been unlikely, but, sometimes these evil thoughts creep in your head. Julie, I could see playing the same. She could try what she did before and just going to tip that in, or she could come underneath and hit that jack and try and get it over here. Yeah, I think that's what she's eyeballing. She's eyeballing this side. Doesn't have to move that jack much, but I mean, the problem is if she hits this side of the jack and it goes this way, that's bad, very bad for her. She's giving her to go. Not looking good. Yeah, that was the danger. That was the danger of coming that hand. Is now she flipped it to Joanne. That's probably going to be 3. Yeah, 3 it is. It's a bit unlucky, but I mean, the danger was there. It was kind of a big risk reward shot for Giulia. I mean, she could easily hit that. She hits the other side of the jack and flicks it over, and it's 3 for her. But she hits the wrong side, unfortunately, and it's 3 for Joanne. So it's 17-9 now. And, in this match, it started with all ones, and all of a sudden, Joanne, any end can be the last one. Because all she needs is get a 4, and she's got 4 bowls. So when you get to 17 playing to 21, then any bowl can be your last. Any end can be the last, rather. Try and stick it to this one hand. Again, that's one of the things I talk about with we do our head rating in the How channel is you want to look at your opportunity, but you also want to look at the danger and the odds of each and the timing of it. So Julia really she saw her opportunity and danger and thought she could do it. Just happened to, come up tails instead of heads. Let's see, Joanne's going to have to switch over now. Let's Julia put it right in the road. Yeah, good adjustment. Switched hands and had that line. Again, she's played that narrow hand really well, Joanne has. And I'll lower that center line when she's had to switch. Just going to try and find this gap here. Sticking with forehand. Really doesn't want to try and touch that ball. She wants to get past it. It's too short. It's less than ideal here. It's one of the things when you have something kind of not go your way and you kind of get a little bit of trying to remember the poker term for it. And you get angry, get yourself out of sync. Tilt. That's it. I think Julia might be a little bit on tilt. Joanne's kind of got it surrounded. She's got a couple balls, definitely holding. Julia really needs to make a good shot here. And two short ones. She's got them to draw. She could also promote her own if she wants. There's definitely room to draw on this hand. She's been playing, but she's been coming up short and narrow. She could try this and try and promote or push this out, but she's going to stick with this. Let's see, get her nice solid pass here. Just add that yard, come right around, back to your basics. There it is, just floating. Oh, just need another foot. You know, really not good to have three balls short. So Joanne's could very well be, I think it's at least two. But Joanne's not going to do anything different. She's just going to try and draw in, same as before. See if she can split the difference between those two balls. Trying to wave it to slow down. She happened to hit, oh, she might have got a little touch on her own ball. She hit that ball. So it could be three. I don't really have a good angle from it, whether it's three or not. And Julie's in the same boat. Now she's even got this little ball, which might be second, that you could come off of and just draw two. That'd help her. But this is one of the big moments in the match. She's really be in trouble if she can't get, at least cut it down. Ideally getting shot here. Big ball here. Big ball here. See what she does. Just wants to add a couple feet to a yard from her last. Get it around in this little pocket. Back to your practice. Yeah, that's well done. That's well done. She needed it. A little fist bump for her compatriots there. So one for Giulia, and she gets the double digits. 17-10 though. After 20 ends. So it's Joanne Hedgespeth 17, Giulia Gallo 10, playing at 21 points. It's interesting, the ladies are kind of just not really doing much on the differences. Their line's drawn in the sand in regards to where they're putting the mat and where their jet length is, and they were sticking with it now. Haven't seen a lot of adjustments over the last half of the game here. Right, Giulia. I mean, when you're down like this, you really want to go on a run, and the best way to go on a run is to get your first ball in and close. That's the best way to do it. Force your opponent to make a conversion. This is an exceptional ball there. Great start, exactly what you wanted. Force Joanne to make a conversion, force her to make a shot. I think our main goal is to be behind here. Anything behind is good. Yeah, and she's done it. That's a great ball by Joanne. Really like that a lot. She probably wants to do too much different. You gotta have the thought in your mind with that ball right behind. Again, I think she'd still be better served to come all the way around. She can either draw another one short, as some people do, but I prefer to be back in here. Yeah, she just opted for another one in the head and just kept it She kept it high so that she didn't have any jack movement, which is really her danger there with Joanne's. But here, Joanne's probably going to play this jack or bull shot and coming around, keeping the same weight at least, trying at the 2 and bring it back to her own here. Yeah, just didn't have the pace. I mean, I think that's the line. Just need the pace. This will be interesting for Giulia. She's going to have to cross over. Again, I think she'd be well served to be even just over here or matching this bull behind is good. Jack movement's not her friend right now. That was the intention. She may have gotten a block out of it. Again, with the road being this, and this bull here might be in her way. So Joanne's switching hands. So all it did was just flip her over with the bull and the jack being the same size. So she's just going to try and play it through here on this hand now instead. She's really close. That's a great shot by Joanne. Well done there. And you could see the pace. You see the pace, and she was, 2 feet at least through, very similar when she had that pace down. And she just wanted to hit either that bull or the jack, and she happened to hit the outside of the jack enough to push it. That's why this first bull was so good. And again, why I think Giulia would have been well served to, she blocked this side, but this side was still open. So I think she would have been better served to be back in here. Let's see what Giulia's going to do here. She doesn't have a ton of options. She's going to try and push this bull up, or she can, kind of a jacker bull and coming around that one. Yeah, I think that was a thought with the weight. You can see just with that kind of weight, or just a touch more, she could have, come around that bull to hit this bull and push it out, put that in. Joanne not playing it? Okay. Well, Joanne had one more bull, and she's opted not to play it. So it's going to be one more for Joanne, but only one. Make it 18 to 10. I think she would have been okay with playing it, frankly. I think there was a whole lot of danger there. See how the white looks. Let's try white for a little bit. I don't think the red shows up very well. It's okay. I think the green gets lost a little. We're going to go white for a bit. Still working on this new toy. Looking at our camera guys. He's still doing everything manually. Yep. Gary with the... Wish I had a recording of that face. Gary, how's the cameras working? If there was a sub caption for the picture, the caption would have been. So Joanne's closed at 18 to 10, so 3 away from the match. Joanne back to the wire. I think she kind of missed the line this time. Julie did great. I mean, she had a great first bowl, and she just couldn't follow it up. And Joanne made a great conversion. So again, Julie really needs to, the door's open again. Joanne's giving her an opening to get that first bowl in. Not bad. A little short. It's about a yard. See if Joanne corrects the line here. Just a little bit of an overcorrection. This will be interesting. I think Joanne's holding. The clay either hand. She's on the gold. And she's switching over to the backhand. Playing the wide hand here. And supposed to working on this, working on her own ball. She's just gonna go with the draw here. And one of the things that's kind of killing her, she keeps ending up in this zone as opposed to in this zone. Have your balls in this area here if you can help it. I can't seem to have a little. Her weight's very good, but she just can't seem to find the line. It's too cold, too far this way or that way. Thank you, NW Traveler. All right, here we go. Giulia again, really again, wants to be in this little home zone here. Okay. It's definitely holding. That should be shot now. There's to draw. Joanne's going to try and draw around here, I think. She really does want to get wrecked here. She's tried it 3 times and kind of missed the line on 3. And she's missed it again. Managed to push that one a little closer. See, when this kind of end happens where you're playing pretty well and you miss by this much on all 4 of your bowls, because I mean, she played it here and then made the correction was way over here, made the correction again way over here. That tells me that that is not a good place. That is not the jack length they want. Kind of, instead keep the mat where the jack was, and do this and then play the jack back here, play in this stretch of grass. Because this one is just not working. You're either coming here or here. Now Julia's got a chance to make some points here. She could have opted for pushing through all her own. Instead, she's just going to opt for the draw clean. Again, this is pretty much a free throw here. And she's made it. Yeah, that's a good bull there. Great bull by Double G. Going to be at least a couple, I think. And it eyeballs looks like it's 4. But let's start taking some out and see. Again, I think that's one of the issues with Joanne. Sometimes when you get stuck, it's like I'm going to put the mat here and I'm going to play the jack there, and then you do the same thing, like the same length. But better off sometimes to not do that and just play the same stretch of grass, because this set of grass seems like it's a little bit of poison, as opposed to playing it here and coming to here. All right, it's 2. So 2 for Giulia. So it's 12 to 18. She's still kind of hanging around. We played 22 ends. And you can see just in the background of your screen here, you can see the aero tent where we all are. And now you can't. Yeah, it's well done. Aero's like, that's too much attention on us. Let's not have that. But, thank you very much for Aero Bowls letting us have their tent for this so we can keep all the equipment and not to mention us cool.
Yeah, that's a real
so not melting and wilting in the sun. Beautiful day here in Laguna Beach, as it is most days.
Two bench.
Largest club in North America. We might hit the 500 mark this year. I think we're at 475 or so with members. All right. Again, Giulia had a really good first bowl last time. And she needs to do the same here. This is getting real good. Yeah, that's excellent. Great shot by Doji there. I mean, sure, you open yourself up to a jacker bowl shot, but she's got to make it. And it just puts instant pressure on your opponent. It's one thing to have a good first bowl and the second and third. And again, playing through the head. And Giulia last time was kind of sneaking up to it, and she didn't play through the head. Yeah, I don't mind this white by Joanne. Again, she's playing the narrow hand a little too narrow, kind of consistently. You know, it's natural, especially now we're in the last 2 meters here. You can see the tee right there. The tee is right here, so that's the 2 meter mark that Joanne's got now. Giulia's probably just the same bowl. She can, don't be short, just keep playing through, stay positive, no danger here. Might get another toucher of it. Just coming across, another great bowl. Joanne really wants to play through. She wants this, again, anything through here, come into this spot, being 2 down. I think she's missed the line. And missed her weight. I mean, the line's probably not bad, but man, she's a healthy 3 yard short from where she needs to be. Giulia, take a little breath. Thinking about switching over, yeah. It's going to come all the way around that ball, I think. And here would be a good spot for it. That's why it would be around that ball. Yeah, she's trying to put the brakes on. Yeah, she's done it. She's got one that's just off the screen over here. Because she, it's Joanne's playing this shot, trying to get jacker ball, so she wants ideally with something here. Kind of prevent that from being a big number down. Alright, Joanne's trying again.
There you go. Thank you.
Again, she's a little heavy and flat. Boy, oh boy. Giulia can, Giulia's got the balls just off the camera reach here. Steve, can you pan it left just a bit? Just enough so we can pick up that last ball on the side. There you go. Perfect. Thank you, sir. She's gone back. I think she wants to kind of find these balls. Just beating these balls is good. It kind of flattened out on her there. Again, because we're in the last kind of 2 meters, again, like I talked about, you're, because you've got the edge rink and everything kind of wants to flow to the edges. So when you get to the corners and you get further down by the tee, then instead of getting a nice turn, it kind of flattens out a little bit. And similarly, when you're playing this hand, instead of getting the big turn, you get a big turn. That seems to happen in the last, 2 to 3 meters on any grass green. All right, Joanne's got a big shot here. She's down 2 at least. Yeah, I think it's just 2. Wouldn't hurt her. I mean, you don't want to be short here because you're down 2. It's going to be hard for her to win the match here and get a 3, but she really wants to cut it down or get the jack. Here she comes. All the way down, Joanne, all the way down. Gotta get here. Gotta be here. Gotta be here. Yeah, can't leave it short there. Should be 2. All right, 2 more. 2 more for Giulia. Couple of big bites of the elephant there. Down, only 4 down now. 18-14. We played 23 ends. was starting to say it last time, but here's our tent with all of us. So again, thank you to Arrow Bowls for their use of their tent. Arrow Bowls, same line every time. Yeah, pretty close to the tee there, I think. All right. Julia's a little narrow there with good weight. Yeah, now in the blue. Go back to the green here. All right, here's Joanne. She's going to the narrow hand this time. A little too narrow. Again, we're back in this little 2 meters, so everything's going to kind of try and flow this way. All right. Joanne, good weight there. All right. And kind of crept up on the last one. See if she can continue making an adjustment here. Just a little short better on the line, though. All right, here's Joanne. Getting back to the wide hand since those other bowls are there. Just hoping to pick up the jack, or it's a little dicey. And really, she just wanted to try and have a draw there, just to try and get in. Here, I've been drawing all these pretty pictures, and I've been told the telestairs stopped working. It's all right. We'll work in between games for the next game. We'll try and get it all working. So Julia's just trying to. Again, I think it's just she's got a couple of. She could just try and draw, but given that she's got a couple there, and Joanne doesn't have anything really close, she could really try and take that ball out if she wants to. But and then it would be two. She could come crosshead on her forehand on the narrow side, come all the way across the head to the bowl to push it out, rest it out for three, and have those two bowls that you could also make use of, which would be on her forehand from the left, playing from left to right on the screen here. She's going to opt for the clean draw instead. And just try and see if she can just make the correction. Yeah, she kind of short again, short and narrow again. Just not sure who's holding. Joanne's got the last ball here, so. Joanne's holding with this good ball for her. I mean, when it's pretty much a free throw, anything within a couple feet, and you get shot. At a point where you only need 3 to win the match, you really want to make your free throws. And she's left this well short. She knows it. So we'll see. I don't know if they're going to measure this for her. They had a good idea as to who was holding. Joanne's already getting the tape out to measure. So a little preview of what we're going in. This has been this group, the Stars, say this group of 8 ladies. Then we're going to go to the Stripes in the afternoon on the other green, and that'll be a match between Ann Nunes and Mary Thompson, who are both undefeated after 4. 2 for somebody. The way Heather pointed to the side, I know what that means. Do you know what that means? All right, so Giulia ended up having 2 there. So really close to the gap now. It's 18-16, and Giulia's had, after going down 18-10, has 3 twos in a row, making it 18-16. Playing at 21 points. And Giulia's, again, good singles player. She's really got really good jack control and is kind of playing is kind of lengthy. Opting to make use of the last, we were talking about those last 3 meters where the balls are tending to kind of roll away. And she's had some really good first bowls, so I think she's drawing her line in the sand of what she's going to try and go with, because you don't have a whole lot more time to adjust on anything here. Just a little short there. Maybe about 4 feet. So again, the opening for Joanne, who's sitting pretty at 18-10. I was kind of giving up 3 in a row and giving Giulia a new life. But it takes us 1 big bowl, and you can get back to the distance you like. And she's about a yard short as well, but holding. We'll see some nice adjustments by the ladies here with their second. Yeah, that's a nice bowl with shot drawn. And you can see it just kind of overly flattened out as it gets to that point. It just gets to the last bit. She didn't change her line much. You can see how many turns she had on one before as opposed to that one.
And how far in front am I?
Yeah, so she ran 3.5 feet short. So I'd like to see her at 4 feet, finish just behind the jack, and get her shot. Going with the narrow hand here. Really wants to make sure that she's inside of the bowl of Giulia, and the nature is for it to be outside, but we'll see. Yep, outside and short. It's really kind of the Joanne made that conversion, and that you've really been struggling a bit with her line. Giulia's been playing this line pretty well. It's not like they're all-stars with regards to length and distance, but Giulia's playing it better, so she's got no reason to change it. I mean, those two bowls are about 2 feet away. We've seen them play much, much better earlier in the match, but with this length, Giulia's just playing it much better than Joanne is. And really just needs to get one solid bowl. She just seems to be struggling to do it. Maybe this is the one. Yeah, just a little short. That one's probably third.
Nice and tight.
Nice and tight.
Joanne's got 3 short balls. It frees up Giulia's swing. She can afford to be behind and through. Doesn't really bother. She's got nothing in the way. It's an absolute clean draw. She can just feel the stroke. Even if she's a couple feet through, it's okay. It doesn't hurt her. She's got no danger at all.
Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Come on.
Probably done it. Shit. Looks like 3 here. This is another big bowl in the match here. Again, that's another kind of hidden cost, let's say, of having your short ball short. There's nothing to, your opponent can free up their swing because there's nothing behind. And they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about being too heavy because there's no danger. You've given them no danger. See if Joanne can add this yard that she's been lacking. At least cut it down or even draw the shot. It's a pretty good road if she's managed to add the weight here. She's short again. Short again, that same yard. Wow, and Giulia with 3 there has climbed all the way back and has now taken the lead. 19-18. After 25 ends. Playing to 21 points, and anyone can be their last. Giulia, I don't think we'll see her do anything different here. They have social bowlers that are kind of finishing up. They're using some of the other greens, so we've got a fair amount of foot traffic. They're not really aware that kind of a big match going on here, so. All right, here's Giulia's first. Again, sticking with the narrow hand. She's been playing fairly well the whole game. Again, both those ladies, it's kind of a race to see who can get there first. Lately, just with playing it real long, that has been a really good pull, anything within a yard. So Joanne hasn't gotten one within a yard for quite some time. Now we got more traffic of people walking back and forth. I'm trying to clear everybody out. Sent Joan out there to enforce the law. All right, see if we can get Joanne to get a good solid first pull here. And just kind of case the shorts too, and just well short. Good adjustment by Giulia, putting it right between, gets it a couple feet away. See if Joanne could get it all the way down. Wants it all the way down there. At least she had good weight there. Just a little unlucky, a little narrow. Giulia's still holding one. A reasonable second by Joanne, one of the best bowls in a few ends. Giulia really doesn't want to take much. They're both playing on the forehand, but they're both been not giving it enough grass. It's been turning a little more than they both expected here. So should be taking more. Let's see. Joanne wisely, I think, asked, after you roll two bowls, you're allowed to come. Technically, you're not allowed to come down, but you can ask to come down. And I don't think personally it's a problem when it's late in the game and you're really playing. The match is being decided very quickly. It could end in any one of these ends, so you want to make sure you have a good idea of what the head looks like. So I don't blame Joanne for coming down to take a look here. A lot of bowls in the way. What is it she's trying to do? But frankly, all she needs to do is just kind of stick with the forehand and play it around, play on the narrow hand left on their screen, and just kind of draw one in around that bowl. She's made a pretty good ball in her second. Just needs a little more grass with the same weight, and it should be a stunner. Yeah, just yes, well short, well short. All right, well, Julia's holding one now. If she can manage to get a second one, put her in good position to win the whole match. Got a little bounce on it, not our usual smooth delivery. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think that cost her a little bit. See, coming to her hand, she had a little bit of a bounce on it, so it doesn't shock me that it came up about 5 feet short. She's got one of the smoothest deliveries I've ever seen. It comes out of her hand so nice, but she, it really bounced on her. She even felt it. She's all right. Joanne, big bowl for Joanne. This is another thing with the problem with these short bowls. Now she's kind of in her own way, that front one. And she's got to be hugging that bowl now. Needs to get one in, and she can't push that front bowl in. If she pushed that front bowl in, she's shaking hands. Bowl for Joanne. All right, let's see if she can get into it, get through it, get down. All the way down, Joanne. You've had two very shorties. This could be a good one. Looks real good here. Real good here. What a shot. What a shot. Joanne Hedgespeth. Pressure bull there to tie it at 19 after 26 ends. It's matched at 21 is now a match to 2.
19
All right, now Joanne. The other bonus of scoring is now she could set the mat in the length that she wants. So she's gonna have that mat up, which just a touch, but then definitely going shorter with the length here. Not messing around with the last 2 meters. All right, again, it's a race to see who can get there first. Okay, just both players 2 points away from winning this match. Joanne needs it to take a commanding lead in the section. Giulia needs to kind of give Joanne her first loss, and hopefully try and force kind of bring everybody back to the pack here. Better opener by Joanne. But there's still room to draw. There's Giulia. Giulia has a really good bowl here. Very well done. There's still definitely room for Joanne to draw. And she can just ride up and come all the way up to that first tip. Giulia's first bowl, just kind of come up to it, sit on it. Be a great bowl here. Just slides by. Great effort there though, but Giulia's still holding one. Now Giulia probably wants to come to that pile of 2 bowls there.
Boss, thank you, boss.
And she wants to come all the way to those 2 bowls, I think. I think she came up a little short here. Yeah. She was better served being positive and just coming to Joanne's smack bowl. All right. Again, I think it's just going to be a race right now to see if we can get to those 2 bowls with Giulia holding. So Joanne's close. Oh, great shot. I don't know if she's holding or not. And again, Giulia now is asking to come down. Again, we're at 19-19, so don't blame her. Let's get a look at the head. Joanne's got the head set up very low with the 2 balls in better position. Joanne could win the match if she plays with no positive weight and pushes Giulia all the way out. Giulia probably wants to get a second. I mean, I don't know if Giulia's holding, but another ball in the head would be good. Personally, I don't think it would be terrible for her to play outside, trying to split the gray ball and the right dark ball. So if she came between those 2 balls, and then push the dark ball out and her ball in. She could do that from the forehand as well. Might be what she's eyeballing. She could do that and just kind of rest that out, or come all the way around on the draw. Just not worry about it and try and get something behind. She doesn't want to hit this dark ball in front though. Man, that didn't really do anything, but Joanne's got kind of a good opportunity here. She could play like a chop light shot that we saw Giulia play so often, but she played on the gray ball. She played on the gray ball, got it all the way through, pushed it all the way out, and she could sit for the match. I don't really know who's holding at the moment. It's close. See, the thing is, Joanne doesn't want to just kind of tick a ball. She doesn't want to just push a ball and roll it over once, because if she has that weight, it's to roll over the gray ball, then she'll put that one in for shot for sure. She's better off playing it with like at least a yard through to get that gray one all the way out. If she plays with that weight and hits her own ball, then that's going to push it all the way in. Yeah, you can see that looks like what she was trying. She just kind of missed it. Maybe a little too heavy. I don't really mind the weight too much. But she was, with that weight, if she hits the gray ball, you know, that thing's gone. I think that was the target. Alright, now Giulia. I think we'll see what it is that she's got, whether she's holding. And if she's not holding, then she's going to play something, you know, a little more aggressive to try and push that ball. It's going to be hard for her to get more down more than one. I mean, it could happen where she... That's the danger. If she hits that ball, the toucher that you see hits that ball into the jack and knocks it back away from the gray. I mean, it's going to be hard to go 2 down. Guessing she's planned it as she's holding one and just trying to draw a second. It's going to be hard to get there. So they seem to know who's holding where they're measuring. It's just going to be between these two. Apparently it's Double G, who's now 1 point away from winning this match. And it's 20-19. Giulia placing the mat almost like a mat length over the tee. I think she's going to pretty much go tee to tee here. Again, it's the thing that she practices. She's going to bring the corners into play, and especially when Joanne's been having trouble like with the length. Coming up with way too many short balls. So, all right, here we go. I want to really have a solid first ball here. All the way end to end. Really solid opener by Giulia. She liked it a lot. Foot short. All right, Joanne really needs to cure the shorts that she's had, going this length, trying to get all the way down. And again, just 4 feet short is just absolute death. And all Giulia wants to do is just not hit that ball. And she's sticking with that forehand, but probably trying to play it around that ball. And I was questioning whether she wanted to play that hand, and that should just pump Joanne in. It was better off serve to play the other hand. Really avoid it. She didn't need to do anything, and she's giving Joanne a helping hand now. Again, normally you could say she's had good control, but when you're playing on these last 2 meters, then that's when it can get a little squirrely, because kind of chaos theory of every bump that takes along the way, and it getting yanked over to the side. Really needs to make it all the way down. I think she's going to be short again. Giulia opted to switch to try and push her own ball up. Kind of didn't let it go very well. It's kind of bounced a couple times on her. She was wondering what happened, but she bounced it. All right. Joanne really needs to get it down there. Well, she made it down at least this time. So the upside, well, if Joanne manages to hang on and keep the 1 point, then it'll be 20-20, and Joanne will get to set her length, but Giulia will have the last ball. That's what we're eyeballing. I mean, anything can happen here. But I mean, Giulia's looking to see. I mean, she just played on the backhand, trying to push her own ball up, but came up very short. She kind of tried to overdo it, just kind of her momentum or whatever. She didn't let it go very nicely. Not one of her. And you could tell she's got such a smooth delivery when it comes out of her hand, and it really was bouncing there. So she really wants to try and press her own up. I think she could try and come all the way around the shot bull too, coming around those 3 bulls, but we'll see what she decides now that she's had a look for the press. Or playing that backhand. Trying to come all the way down, see if she can nudge her ball, move at the foot. Not far away, not far away, not far away. Oh, great effort there. Oh, Joanne's got a lot of danger. It wouldn't shock me if she just put this in her pocket. She's probably thinking about it. And she's got one, so she can just play her distance. It's 20 to 20. I think she's going to do that because real dangerous to tick the jack over. And so, yeah, she's out to just count the head. I don't really blame her, frankly. So we're going to 29th and likely final end, 20 to 20. Only thing that couldn't happen is if there's some kind of zero. Well, I expected a good match from the ladies. All right, so 2020 it is. Joanne will get to be able to set the jack. Giulia will have last bowl. So this is going to be a hell of a finish here. Hopefully, if you're enjoying this and you're enjoying our coverage, you can drop us a like on the footage, a like on the match, or give us a subscription and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hopefully, you're enjoying the coverage. I know these guys are working really hard when the switch went down. I mean, they're having a manual. Normally, it's a push of a button to switch between the two cameras views, and then doing it manually now every end because that went dead. And I think somewhere along the line we lost the telestrator as well. It's just drawing for my benefit. All right, there's Joanne. Probably going to see this be short to short medium. Yep. Hall of Famer Heather Stewart's getting a workout here. So got herself a snack, feeding her chips. All right, so you can get there first. Good opener by Joanne. Don't mind that. Especially since she's kind of had a case of the shorts. She, made sure she was nice and through 4 feet. Giulia's first. Just wants to finish just behind. Just behind. Yeah. Again, similar. Just a little bit better than Joanne's. A couple feet behind. And Joanne's not messing around. She wants to know exactly how far it is. That's the exact adjustment she needs to make. And she'll probably stick with this narrow hand here. She's got a little bit of cushion. She can come to Giulia's ball. Take 4 feet off, not 8. A little too much. Giulia's got to go over the forehand here. So somebody playing their radio very loud here in their car as it's driving by. Yes, we all see you. Here's your attention. All right, Giulia resets on the forehand here. Trying to get another solid ball. It's probably a little heavy here. Yeah, but probably another one in the count. Right. Well, Joanne's going to stick with the forehand. She's kind of in her own way. No, she's... No, rather the backhand, this narrow hand. She's going to stick with it since it's on the running surface. She can hopefully transfer any weight if she happens to hit it directly into that ball. Go straight on in or cleanly through. No, she's done it. Great shot there with her third. Joanne's holding the match now. Giulia's had 2 good balls and just needs the smallest adjustment. It's the smallest adjustment. effort here. Touches the jack. Oh, goodness. Great bowl. Don't know if she got the shot or not. It's close. Yeah, Julia says she's holding. So Joanne's got her last ball. Julia believes she's holding the match. Joanne just gotta try and draw to the pile there. She's gonna go on the forehand to see if she can slide it out of pocket. Jack movement's okay for her. It's really high. The question is, how sure is Giulia that she's holding? She seemed pretty sure. I think she's going to go and shake hands. So Giulia Gallo, being down 18-10, comes all the way back and wins it 21-20. So now Joanne has one loss. Giulia has one loss. Melanie at least has one loss, and she's still playing her second. So, wow. Great match. Hopefully you enjoyed this broadcast. So thank you to everybody that you see on the screen. Joan, Sheila, Steve on the cameras. I know he and Gary were working really hard to keep this up and running. I'm Scott Roberts. I need a meal. Thank you to Heather Stewart for her marking. We'll be back with Ann Nunes and Mary Thompson in only about 45 minutes or so. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Well, yeah.
See ya.
past that jack.